Hi, welcome Palm Beach County teachers. I am going to show you how to set up a course in Get Ready, Get Reading. So one thing you need to understand is that you will be fully integrated with Clever. So you're going to go in through your portal and notice that you're going to log in through Clever. You will not go in through vhlcentral.com, and neither you nor your students will create individual accounts. Because you have single sign-on, you also have rostering, meaning that Clever will automatically roster your students just like we do with, for example, Imagine Learning. Overnight, the system will sync and you will see your students rostered. So to create a course, when you first click on your textbook in the main landing through Clever, you're going to see two options. You're going to see Express and Custom. You are always going to want to click Custom. You are not going to want to use Express because that will front load everything in your gradebook, whether you want it there or not. So you're always going to click Custom. And then you will have the option to create a course. And you will click this plus sign right here. This, by the way, is on the left-hand side of the Get Ready dashboard. Everyone will have this plus sign, and even though you're integrated, you still need to create a course. So the first step is naming the course. You can name it what you want, although that might be decided for you through administration or maybe discussed in your PLC meetings. You will also have your default settings through what the district has purchased. You can really leave that alone. The start date will always be today's date, whatever date that is. And then the end date might be decided for you. If it is decided for you, you will know because it will be gray and you will not be able to edit. If it is not, all you need to remember is that you need to choose a date that's a few days after the last day of school. Because once the course is archived, it's a little stickier to get into. It's not impossible, but you could save yourself a lot of difficulty by just making the end date a few days after the last day. So in this case, I made it June 7th, knowing that we end around Memorial Day weekend. And so that is step one of setting up your course. Then we go on to our content, we set up the gradebook, and then we get a summary, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. So in the content tab, you will see, again, default settings. You can really leave these alone because this is decided for you based upon the integration and what the district has purchased. And in Get Ready, there are 10 units. You can leave that alone. Now, there is a box with the estimated time for students to complete the assignments. By default, this is going to be checked. I actually choose to uncheck it because you're always going to know how long an assignment should take. The VHL platform will tell you. So for example, if it's a 3-minute video, VISTA will tell you it should take about 5 minutes. You will also know how much time students have spent on the assignment through your teacher interface. What this is saying is that students will be able to know how long it should take them. I prefer a more authentic experience, so I prefer that they do not know the estimated time necessary to complete it. Now, in the assigning tools, also checked by default is Enable Individualized Assigning. You will want to leave that checked. When we get into assigning work, you will see how that can really impact your course. And so that tab is right there. And when we get to assigning, that will be fully explained. You can decide on these supports as a team. These are default settings, but of course you can change them. I only allow chat and chat activities. You know your students better. However you want to set up the parameters of your course is strictly up to you. Now we get to the gradebook tab. And This is very, very simple to do. We do have a tutorial, but I'm going to explain to you how easy it is. So if you look at this box, this is about midway down the page. It says add a category, and then we also have this bar right here that I call the cup. And you need to fill the cup up with 100% of weight of grade, just like you do in SIS, just like you used to do in Grade Quick. You don't need 100 points, but you need the weights to total 100%. And so it's very easy to do. When you click add a category, you will see this box pop up, and you can name your category, or what we call a bucket. It will walk you through how to assign your buckets, the level of strictness, etc. This yellow dot will follow you as you go through the steps. You will have many options to be able to drop the lowest grade, to decide how many attempts you want the students to be able to have. You will also, towards the end of adding a category, you will have the option to provide enhanced feedback. You do want that feature though, because that will allow you to add comments and record your voice right into the platform. And the last part of this process is that whether or not you want to allow students to submit work that is late or overdue, totally up to you. And if you do, whether you want to apply a penalty. And notice that the yellow dot has followed us. But notice that when you add one category, and in this particular case, just so you know, I made classwork worth 50%. So notice that the cup is not filled. You will not even be able to move beyond this tab until you complete the cup and that bar is completely navy blue. So right there, you'll see it's only 50% filled. So all we do is add another category, and we go through the exact same process again until that line or bar is completely navy blue and you have filled your cup up with 100% of weight. You can add as many categories as you want. That might be decided for you through your administration. Now we have our summary tab, and this is a PDF that you can print out, keep it for your records, and it basically explains everything that you just did and the parameters of your gradebook, etc. It is a beautiful piece of accountability. You can print it out, submit it to your admin, submit it to your stakeholders, and keep it for your records. And it has all of these pieces right here, as well as the pieces of your gradebook. And when you click save, it will ask if you want to create a section. You will click yes. So let me explain about sections. You will need to make a name for it. In this case, I made it named period 1. Again, your school or the district might decide how to name those sections for you. You can add additional information if you want. You do not have to, and you will allow new students to enroll. Although again, because you have auto rostering through Clever, you won't even need to worry about this and you could leave it checked. Now, you also have the option, this is about midway down the page, to allow for assignments to be created a little bit earlier. And that way you can push out assignments, schedule as you will, without the students having access to them right away. Now, you also have the option towards the bottom to add a co-instructor or an assistant. This is something that the district might decide for you. So I want to explain how this works. It's beautiful for our collaborative model in Palm Beach County. It's great for sharing resources. So let me explain the difference. You actually have 3 options, and I'm going to explain this in terms of Google. So option 1 is that you don't share anything in your platform. You are your own entity and no one has access to your platform. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is to add a co-instructor. Now, if you notice, these instructors have the email of vistahigherlearning.com. They are people associated with my organization. When you click it open, you will see people connected through the Clever integration, most likely people who are integrated and in your school. So option one, again, is to not allow anyone access to your platform. Option two is to have what we call a co-instructor. Now, a co-instructor has all the rights and permissions of everything that you have, except what we just have gone through regarding course setup. So let me explain. So using a Google analogy, when you share a document with someone, you are giving them permission to edit. However, there are limitations. They cannot change your gradebook, change the name of your course. They cannot change the basics of your course that we just did right now. Option number three is to have an assistant. An assistant, going back to the Google analogy, is someone who has viewing permissions, but not editing permissions. So this is someone who can see what's going on in your platform. Maybe it's someone who you push into, someone who you share students with, but you don't want them to be able to make any editing instructions within your course. So for example, they cannot grade work, they cannot assign work, they can only view what's going on. And that is another option. It is my experience that coaches and admin tend to make themselves co-instructors. It is a wonderful support system for days that you are not available, because that co-instructor can, for example, assign work, print out documents, and do things to support you in the event that you are not in the classroom. So now we have course and sections in your dashboard, and I want to explain the difference between a course and a section. So a course is a textbook. So for example, Get Ready 6 through 8 or Get Ready 9 through 12. And that is this piece right here. Once your course is set up, you have a blue gear shift that will allow you to make edits, and you could even add a section. Now, a section is a period or a roster. So what that looks like on your dashboard is this piece right here, period 1. We have a gear shift right there that will also allow you to edit the section itself. So let me back up and reiterate that. A course is the textbook you are using. So let's say, for example, you are in a middle school teaching with Get Ready 6 through 8, and you have 3 classes a day. You have ELD grade 6, ELD grade 7, and ELD grade 8. You have 3 separate rosters in your SIS, but all of them are using Get Ready 6 through 8. That means that you have 1 course because you're using 1 textbook, but you have 3 sections because you have 3 rosters. That is the difference. So always use 1 course per textbook and assign different sections. And you could do that right there. So now you have your course set up, but you need to get students into your course. Now, if you saw the video that I sent, my platform looks a little bit different than yours because I am not integrated. So let's start with some images. So step 1, from your dashboard, you're going to scroll down to the bottom and you're going to click Manage Student Enrollments. If you saw the video, you will notice that mine said Open Student Enrollment because I'm not integrated. So you're going to click Manage Student Enrollments. Then you're going to link your class to the corresponding section that you made in VHL Central. So I'm going to show you some snips right here. It will look slightly different because it's from a different course, but the principle is still exactly the same. So for example, this particular course is using one of our Spanish textbooks, and we have 3 linked classes. We have our section and we have the linked course. So then on your dashboard, you're going to view the students who were rostered, and it will look like this. Now let me explain something. Notice this radio dial under linked class. What you are most likely going to see is a long strand of numbers and letters that correspond to the district roster of your course. If any of you are familiar with EDW, you might remember that each class period you might have named periods 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but in EDW, it was a long strand of numbers and letters. That is exactly what you will see here. You will see letters and numbers that correspond, and when the integration does actually occur, it will become a lot clearer to you, and we will also have many more trainings to assist you with this process. In this course, you will see 17 students, but as you get more students, you will be able to add them through managed student enrollments. Again, the system will sync overnight, and you will be able to pick up those students and you will be able to apply them to the section that they're in. And so on your dashboard, you will see this. Here are all of your main features: assign, grade, teaching tools, etc. This will become a lot clearer to you as we go through subsequent trainings. And you will be using the Get Ready Newcomer program. Here are some helpful links. This video, along with the slides, will be shared to you probably through Blender, and all of these are hyperlinked to watch our instructional videos. Just so you know, this particular video is not in the instructor videos. This was made especially for you. However, the instructor videos are through VISTA Higher Learning. We also have the teacher guide. We have more instructions for using Clever and an overview of Get Ready. And we also have many helpful videos to assist you. And my email and Teresa's are on these slides. If you reach out to me, which of course I welcome, please CC Teresa, because I believe that the department is going to kind of build a library of frequently asked questions that will guide you through the year and through using this resource.